Good morning, everyone. Welcome to another episode of The High Ground. I am your host, the Baron of Cloud City himself, the one and only and not from Sony, never a phony or a punk-ass macaroni, Abu Nas. Here I am on location at the Abu Nas Rehabilitation Center, checking in with my staff and other orderlies and security personnel, making sure everything is running smoothly and efficiently on this beautiful day of Friday. I also had conference calls through the other rehabilitation sites around the world, including the Netherlands, Japan, Amsterdam, and all is well. Until I found out the little bit of news as I was leaving that the Star Wars franchise is trying their very, very best to bring back the good old days. The good old days and when Star Wars was actually Star Wars and we didn't have this bullshit failed sequel trilogy to worry about. And I saw what they was trying to do. They gave us a new trailer of the Clone Wars. The Clone Wars. Okay. Now, outside of a lot of people's excitement for this, because they knew that when the Clone Wars was on the air, it was something special. You know? It was the series that pretty much connected the dots between episodes 2 and episode 3, Attack of the Clones to Revenge of the Sith. And the series itself was phenomenal. Abu Nas totally approves of that series. I was hooked on it from day one. So when it ended abruptly after the acquisition or the fucking hostile takeover of Disney to Lucasfilm, they stopped. They pretty much stopped in the middle of season 6. And season 6 was some of the best stuff yet. But they cut it abruptly. They didn't offer no explanation why, as to they wanted to put all their concentration on episode 7. And everything else fell by the wayside. So that allowed Dave Filoni to sort of like shift gears to other things and get the Rebels. Okay, fine. Me, myself, as far as this, and I'm trying to find the right words to say without really sounding too cynical, but my thing is, now you're bringing the Clone Wars back. I saw the trailer. I was digging it to a certain extent. Because the right side of my brain was saying, oh my God, I'm so happy to see the Clone Wars back. Oh my goodness, we need this. We need to get back on track. But the other side of my brain is sitting up here like, wait a minute. Wait a minute. You giving this shit back to us now? Okay. Outside of that, I said to myself, why are they doing this now at this point? Well, it could be a whole bunch of things. It could be the fact that Solo bombed at the box office. It could be such as the backlash for the bullshit of The Last Jedi is still going on, both on all social media platforms and on YouTube. People are getting the word out. We're not stopping. Then you get these other people that just can't seem to come back to reality, knowing that the changes in Lucasfilm is happening behind the failure of Solo. Nobody has no confidence in this property. None. But you got another year to sweat out until episode 9. God knows how much JJ is going to be throwing everything in the kitchen sink behind this movie. And you pretty much like, you know, we gotta have something. Yeah, I know you gotta have something. You just don't need to have this. That's what I'm trying to tell you. You don't need to have this. I spent an hour and a half in conference with all the senior staff at the Abu Nas Rehabilitation Center. And I said, guys, I know that the Clone Wars came out. It's all good. You know, don't worry. This is all Disney, fake Lucasfilm, pretty much last gasp at trying to win the fans back. If you can't do it with the sequel trilogy, and you damn near killed everybody off from the OT, might as well go back to the other well, the prequels. You might as well. We can't do anything else. Okay, well, I said don't fall for that smokescreen. Don't fall for it. Yeah, I'm excited. But Abu Nas, we're kind of excited for. I know. But you still got to keep focus. Because something like this, yeah, at first glance, seeing Obi-Wan, Anakin, the clones, you know, Rex, Commander Cody, yeah, we all hyped up. Then we got to see Ahsoka Tano back. Oh, my God. Yeah, we was losing our goddamn minds. But we got to keep the focus. We cannot lose focus behind this shit.
Damn, Abu Nas, I mean, you know, we gotta, I mean, why can't we have something that we all enjoyed back?
No, I'm not saying we can't have it. I'm just saying don't take your eye off the ball. You can enjoy whatever you want to enjoy. Just keep your eyes open. That's all you got to do. Me, myself, Disney, you're not slick. I know what you're trying to do. You really got to just go deep in the well. We got to do something. We got to get people hyped for episode 9. Well, you can't connect the Clone Wars to episode 9 on no level. There's no way you can do it. Bad enough you had Ahsoka Tano live throughout all the Rebels, past Return of the Jedi, but the OT films don't even speak about her on no level. Then, to make matters worse, you know, the whole thing with Darth Maul being a crime boss on Solo, I mean, now you got to try to connect the dots to that correlation. Because after we last saw, you know, Darth Maul in the Clone Wars series, he got his ass kicked by Darth Sidious. And he said he had plans for him. What plans? You didn't see him no other time. Then he's on Rebels and Darth Maul is doing his own shit. So what was the plan that Darth Sidious had for Darth Maul before the Clone Wars series ended? As opposed to you seeing him popping up in Rebels, getting killed by Obi-Wan in the desert, then being a crime boss on a Solo movie. Y'all guys are all over the place. I can already see it. Y'all guys are all over the place with this shit. Now, I've been gone for pretty much a whole week trying to handle issues and family drama and this, that, whatever. You know, I came back late yesterday. I checked out, you know, a few videos. And like I said, we're in a state of flux, for lack of a better word. You know, we're gonna celebrate the things that we love, and we're gonna scream on the shit that we hate. You know, unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to watch all of Jeremy from Geeks and Gamers live stream with Rebel Force Radio. I got a good 30-35 minutes in, but then I had to leave the house. And I was digging it, you know, especially when they was talking about in terms of, you know, for lack of a better word, just staying true to yourself, man. You know, the social justice warriors want to push whatever they want to push, and if they feel like you against them, then you the villain. You the bad guy in all this. The whole thing with diversity has been blown out of proportion. You know? And it wasn't so bad because nobody was really thinking about it on that level in terms of the OT. Yeah, we may joke about it a little bit. It's like, damn, where's the brothers in, you know, where's the black people in outer space? No black people in outer space? Well, you didn't see any, you know, too much in A New Hope. I don't think you seen any. But I didn't really care because I was a kid then. All I was seeing was something magical that was blowing my mind away. Then we get to the part where, like I said, for kids like me, we didn't see the color scheme. We didn't. We just saw something incredible, magical, and mind-blowing that took us to another place. An escapism of the purest kind. But when we get as adults, then we start noticing the little shit. It's like, damn, man, where's the brothers at? You know, but you got Lando, you know, and that was it. And maybe a random black dude that was in the X-Wing fighter, and he got killed off, as per usual. But other than that, it wasn't even that serious, you know? And Samuel L. Jackson said it the best. He was like, you know, I noticed that there was no colored people there. Yeah, you know? But like I said, we got Mace Windu. We got the people that of color, like myself, that got in the movies. They're bona fide legends. Billy D. Williams, Samuel L. Jackson. You know what I'm saying? Jimmy Smits. So all of that, we got it. They didn't overdo it. They didn't, you know, just go over the, you know, all over the spectrum with putting 25 black people and 16 Asian people and 97 Latino people in there just to prove what? We diverse? We was trying to tell a story, man. Seriously. Y'all guys just went over the spectrum. And the whole thing with women, man, it was almost like, you know, male fans do make up the majority of the fan base. But our ladies is coming on strong, you know. But together we're a collective, we're family, you know. But now all I'm doing is spitting my opinion. And I said, yeah, I mean, what are we going to do? Most of us will never get Star Wars as a franchise and as our as a beacon of love and unity and creativity and everything else. We'll never get it out of our system. Never. And I'm telling these people that I got trying to get rehabilitated that you don't have to, you know, give up Star Wars altogether. Just give up the bullshit that you knew was fucking it up deep in your heart. You wanted to see Luke Skywalker brandish a lightsaber and go to town on some Knights of Ren and Supreme Leader Snoke. You wanted to see a battle between him and Snoke. You wanted to see Han Solo fly the Millennium Falcon just as suave and badass that he used to do when he was younger. You want to see him have banter with Chewie just like back in the old days. It ain't the fact of having things happen change. It's the fact that you got something that you've enjoyed so much that you wanted to see it again. And that's understandable. And the therapy sessions that I looked over on in at the rehabilitation center, where people were confessing that I did wanted to see something, you know, from my heroes. But I tried to convince myself that maybe change was necessary. Maybe we needed to have more diversity. Maybe not at the expense of good writing and good stories and common sense on terms of character development. Not at the expense. But I realized that at the end of the day, people are going to want what they want. Whether you for The Last Jedi or whether you against it. We're going to want what we want. We at an impasse. It's a civil war. We can't even have decent conversations, just like the guy at Rebel Force Radio said. You know, oh no, Jeremy said that. He said, well, at this point, opinions, it's like the younger generation, when they say they have an opinion, they really feel that their opinion is the only one that matters. You know, and the way they come after us, depending on the type of person that they come after, they may either, you know, try to back out graciously, you know, say let's agree to disagree. Or you got wild motherfuckers like me, just look you dead in the face and say, you know what, you're a fucking retard. You knew goddamn well throughout the 40 years everything was good. You ain't had a shit to say about this, that, or the third. Now all of a sudden Kathleen Kennedy comes in, brings a whole female story group of people that don't know what the fuck they doing. Turn this shit all upside down. Now all of a sudden you sitting up here like diversity, social justice, yay, Ray, everything. Mary Sue Ray, the whole bit. Rose Tico. So what do we have left? Well, we don't have nothing else other than episode 9, and we getting ready to lock that shit down. Because, sorry, I didn't forget what JJ said about us being sexist and misogynist and and fearful of women. I mean, you just labeling everybody just one thing just to try to prove a point that you're going to make the film the way you want to make it and keep the people that you want to put at the forefront the way you want it. Yeah, because Luke faded away, Han got stabbed and fell down a shaft, and Leia, she's still flying in space. So again, now you want to try to bring Billy D back and think of some new and creative ways to fuck him over. But I haven't forgotten that, JJ. And I told you way back in February, or maybe close to March, that no, that you fucked up. I don't give a fuck about no episode 9 because you can't do nothing with it. Bringing Billy D, bringing Kerry Russell, bringing Bill Russell, bringing Charles, you can bring everybody that you want. But it's not going to work. You can make it spectacular lightsaber fights, X-Wing fighter, dog fights in space and all of that. Still not making up for the 2 movies you fucked up on. Sorry. Sorry, it's not going to work. So, with that being said, now you got the Clone Wars coming out. And on a streaming service, as I discovered, unless I'm wrong. But, okay, well, that's fine. That's good for you. I'm not paying no money for their streaming service. You gotta be out your mind. After everything that y'all did to disrespect us as fans throughout all this time with the bullshit of The Last Jedi, and you think I'm supposed to pay money for your streaming service over shit that I already got on Blu-ray? I don't need anything else. I'm good. And if I gotta see the Clone Wars or the new ones, Bootleg City, baby, I'm back in action. But I'm talking to you just like I'm talking to a brother or a sister out in the street, man. I don't know what they trying to do, but shit, fuck y'all, count me out. Because I know Bob Iger is sitting up here like, my God, we got to do something. Oh, my goodness, that's right, Dave Filoni. He'll right the ship. We'll bring back an old favorite. And when they get their attention on that, then they won't pay attention to all the other shit that we're going to do. Because we still need money. That's the bottom line. You still need the money. You're not so much doing it, you know, just to please the fans and give us what we want. Because if you really was about doing shit for the fans and the fans' enjoyment, you would have never canceled the Clone Wars when y'all bought Lucasfilm. You would have still kept doing that. Y'all got enough money. You had enough money when you first came in to buy Lucasfilm. You was making all that good shit with Marvel. And speaking of Marvel, how is it that when we talk about continuity in the Star Wars brand, they got everything mapped out? Kevin Feige made sure that if you're going to do these stories, if you're going to direct these films, there is a template that you have to follow. Follow to the letter. If you don't follow it, then you can't make the movie. So you know what happened with Lucasfilm? They had no template. They had no stories. No real stories of their own that they could tell. They took bits and pieces of the EU that they didn't want canon anyway, and they made The Force Awakens and The Last Jedi, and gave Rian Johnson free reign to do whatever the fuck he want, no matter what JJ put together or set up. It's totally destroyed. So I'm bringing it all back to beta male cuck Rian Johnson. You fucked it up. So there's no way out. Okay, now let's get back to the Clone Wars. Some of us may be weak in the knees and you know, you don't want to do it, but you'll press the, accept streaming service and put your credit card information. There's nothing I can do, man. Because I'll tell you to just come to the Abu Nas Rehabilitation Center, get the help, we'll get the bootlegs out for you, and you can still watch it. Not a problem. Just don't give them no money. But some of y'all are not built like me. Some of y'all are not built like me to know I can get shit that I want in other avenues. And tell these dudes to fuck off, my pet. You fucking wankers. Fucking hell. You know what I'm saying? get on some 13th Street hooligan shit. But it makes no never mind. Like I said, I just got finished rolling with the staff here. I'm just sitting here waiting for my ride. Take me back home. I'm gonna have my music wrap up pretty soon, but I may just resubmit the one that I did for my live stream, you know, and because I really liked it, but I wanted to add something else more to it, so I may just redo that. But you know, but outside everything else, let me just give about maybe 5 more minutes to talk about George Lucas once again. You know, regardless of certain people's feelings behind the prequels, thank you, I'm sorry, behind the prequels, understand that George Lucas is a man of vision. His technical skills in terms of writing and directing may not be on par with what you're used to or what you would like to see. But his overall vision of what he wanted to see did not come into play until after the success of A New Hope. He made that one film, and that one film alone was pretty much a make it or break it for him, and he nearly lost his life behind that. He didn't know it was going to be a hit, but he wanted to tell a self-contained story, a fairy tale of sorts, of adventure, excitement, from the serials of the 1940s and 50s that he grew up with. He didn't know it was going to work, but it worked. Now, he had such a monster hit on his hands, he could now pretty much expand on the things that he was thinking about, and he did. He finished up the trilogy. He probably made some of it up as he went along. Okay, but if I was doing a movie like that, and I had no idea if it was gonna be a hit or whatnot, and if I had to go to the hospital for health issues behind me making this movie, and I swear to God, because if it failed, I would be out of a job. I would have to give up the film business. I would give it all up, because I would have to go work at McDonald's or something just to pay the bills. But as fate would have it, he had a monster hit that pretty much changed the landscape of filmmaking going forward. And we still don't give him enough credit behind that. His film, Star Wars, pretty much influenced all of us, half of the planet, future filmmakers, writers, screenwriters, directors of photography, fucking movie moguls everywhere. He was the one that did it, along with Spielberg. Then they doubled down and made hits after hits. Raiders of the Lost Ark, this, that, whatever. They did it all. Created companies that gave us supreme special effects in every area of entertainment. But George didn't do it alone. No, he didn't do it alone. He had help, lots of help. You know, but like I said, that's a given. But it was from him that all of the connective tissues, the connective lines were formed. So yeah, back to him, he gets the credit too. So now when he wants to be, now he's a mega billionaire, thanks to us. And thanks to the love that we have for what he put out. Now he wanted to complete the story that he had in his head, that was swimming in his head for a long time. That he was, you know, doing it as he goes along. But he was finished. He knew where he wanted to go. So now, he does the prequels. But of course, when you're the CEO, the chief executive officer, the owner, the creator, the founder of the company, you pretty much get to do what the fuck you want. I can't hate on that. I can't. That's like somebody telling me, I'm making Jar Jar. We gonna use Jar Jar. Jar Jar's a fucked up character. Look at him. He's like a stuttering clown, like Stephen Fetching. Why are you using him? My dude, check this out. Who's writing your checks? You are? All right. Who gave you a job? You did? All right. So, you need to back your monkey fucking ass up turn around, go back to your little cubicle over there before I have security take your dumb ass, throw you and your piece of shit drawings and all that other crap that I hired you for that I didn't even fucking use out of Lucasfilm. Then you're going to be fucking homeless, fucking unemployed, all behind you opening up your mouth over something that I created that I want to see. You see where we're going with here, right? Yes, sir. Well, Jar Jar is a blessing to mankind, and I can't wait to see what you put together. Thank you. The fuck out of here. Exactly. If I was George Lucas, I'd do whatever the fuck I want to. So I make the prequels the way that I made it. Many people hated Jar Jar, you know, because he didn't fit. He tried his best to create a character that was funny and, you know, that was simple enough that the kids can get into. But by the time 1999 hit, it wasn't 1983. Everybody's sensibilities and everybody's whole, you know, views and everything else is different. It's different. So once we realized that, then yep, the party was over. Now we got the internet and Jar Jar is a racist caricature and this, that, whatever, and George Lucas ruined this and that. But you know what George did? If he made any comments, he spoke on how he felt or how he wanted to see these characters. And he didn't mean for it to be, you know, offensive to anybody. I believe him. Just by the way he speaks, I believe him. But, you know, certain people took it literally. All right, well, at the end of the day, he followed suit. He didn't bash the fans to the extent that you see Ryan Johnson and Pablo and Freddie Prinze and everybody else be doing. He put Jar Jar for the rest of the trilogy back and further back in the background. To the point where by Revenge of the Sith came out, he was non-existent. So at the very least, he heard the fans' feedback and he wasn't going to make the situation worse by trying to keep pushing the agenda because he was the president, the company CEO, and the founder. He could have done it without no care. We still would have probably ate it up. But the way that he did it, he did not want to upset the fans because he knew the fans was what brought him to the point of where he's at now. And I know George is appreciative of that. But he still wanted to tell his story. And he had a right to do it. And he did. So he's done. So now we're just trying to put on the bookends and stuff and we fucking it up. Why? Because we don't have George Lucas at the very least giving us the background details, going consulting with him. I mean, the man is not dead yet, so draw on his knowledge, draw on his wisdom. Shit, the things that he wanted to do for the sequel trilogy, I'll happily take that at this point. But other than that, we'll see with the Clone Wars. We will see. You know, so with that being said, 28 minutes, okay, I'm gonna get out of here. My car is getting ready to arrive. Might have to, you know, get some more food and stuff. But by the time I get home, I'm going to have everything under control, get the music wrap-up going, and hopefully y'all guys have a wonderful weekend. I don't know when I'm going to get to another live stream, but I'm working on it. But other than that, like I said, I will be around causing trouble, promoting mayhem, but at the same time trying to get you guys to understand that don't take your eyes off the ball. You know, yeah, if you like the Clone War trailer and you want to see more of it, by all means, have at it. Just don't fall asleep. Because I know what them bastards is trying to do. Don't fall asleep. Because you know I'm not. My eyes is wide awake. So, thanks again for coming by. Love to all my old and brand new subscribers that come to the channel. Press the like button if you like it. Especially with me out on location. I wish this video could have been a little bit more entertaining than, others, but I really wanted to just spit my feelings out, and, comment if you want. I'm going to catch you on the next one. This is The High Ground. I am your host with the most. You already know. And I'll check you all later. God bless and have a great one.